Oh, I got to recenter everybody. Are you kidding me? Get back in your high chair, Shanda. Let's get back in your high chair. All right, and let's get you over there so everybody else can see you. Hey, we're back.
That is
That
funny.
is fun.
I don't need a mask.
Yeah, you don't need a mask. You just got all bottom screen covering up your face. Oh my gosh, Shanda, she's the one that crashed the screen. It's your fault. It's your fault, Shanda. Okay. We're going to crash again. What's going on here? Hi, everybody. I guess we're kind of sort of back. There's Shanda. Okay, we put your booster seat in. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
See if we can get some people back.
Yeah, see if we can get
So
some
we
people.
said some things that we weren't supposed to say, apparently.
Obviously.
We're not supposed to talk about certain subjects.
Yeah.
There's certain names you're not allowed to say on YouTube, and we said them.
Isn't that the first time we've crashed on this screen? On the
Yeah.
dive? Yeah, it's the first time. Wow.
Yep.
The Lords get us where they don't want us to. Oh my God in heaven.
I know another name that if you say, you'll immediately get booted too, but I won't say it.
Yeah, we just got back up. We'll save that for another day.
All right. Good news, everybody. Joe Biden's got now up to 106 billionaire donors. Trump only has 93.
Poor Trumpy.
I'm so
Well,
bummed
yeah,
out.
because I heard Bush's people, right? So now we've got George Bush on Joe Biden's side. That should make everybody feel very, very safe and happy for our future.
It would, if it wasn't personal, I think I would think more about it. It's like with Bush and Trump, it's personal. So it's like, I don't know how much. I know you're being jocular, but I mean,
jocular.
It's nice. It's nice when all these billionaires can take out their personal aggressions on an international stage.
It's where a lot of them came together and booted Bernie out too. All those billionaire donors got behind Joe as well. I'm done.
Well, I personally love W because he's friends with Ellen. Everyone loves Ellen.
I heard Ellen got canceled. Is that true?
Michelle Obama.
Did Ellen?
No way.
No, Ellen didn't get canceled. Oh my God! Tell me it isn't so.
He's
I don't
one of
know.
us.
She has ties to the guy that we were just talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's been to the island.
So now,
So he's one of us, Joy?
he's one of us.
Is that what you said?
Totally.
Yeah, don't.
I'm friends with Ellen and sharing candy with Michelle. I mean,
Right.
you're honorary progressive.
Yeah.
Duh.
Dot,
Of course.
dot, dot.
I think that just means you're a decent person, just because you treat somebody cordially. I think it's a nice way to, demonstrate how to be cordial, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're, best friends.
There ain't no way I'd be cordial to that mother effer. I'm sorry. Stop making me a bad person, so be it. But
Stop being so divisive. Unity. It is unity time.
Unity.
Hashtag resist.
Hashtag resist. I think I broke Nate's camera. Did I break your camera?
Broke it.
Oh no, Nate.
Oh, you
Nate.
piped the whole. Oh, you've got a feedback situation on us. This is fun.
Oh, how about now? Is that okay now?
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. Okay. Yeah. We're just technical. I think technical issues started Sunday and then had a Monday with Joy. And now we've got it here. And oh my God.
We got gremlins.
We've got gremlins. So anyway, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Snork, Upstate Raider, Rhonda Walker, Jeffrey Pearson down in Oregon, Jilly, Melissa.
Jeffrey.
Yay, Jeffrey. Jilly, Snork.
Osama
Osama.
is not drunk
yet.
Osama is not drunk.
Osama.
Yet.
He's our resident musician. Like we said, we need him and him to hook up with Sharon Abreu and make a symphony.
Heck yes.
So Joy, you gave me a clip here from Cristo Avilas. Tell us what this clip's about, Joy.
So, we've seen things like this a bajillion times, but this, I think, is the, short, concise epitome of what we always deal with, and the unabashed, just elitist bullshit. You guys will cringe when you see it, but it won't be anything new.
Yeah, this reminds me of you're being ridiculous. Let's see what we got here. Click, cut.
That there isn't the same enthusiasm, some say, that when you look at other measures like online searches, people aren't searching to hear what Joe Biden's saying right now. Fair or not, what do you say to that?
Shut the hell up and grow up.
Oh.
Right? We've got a guy who is an existential threat to everything you believe in, right? Shut up, get in line, let's get rid of this guy, and then we can argue on the other side of this.
So what you just heard there was former Obama pollster and strategist Cornell Belcher basically telling anyone that's got reservations about Joe Biden, criticisms about Joe Biden, to shut up, grow up, get in line, and silence yourselves, at least until the election is done, and then you can criticize Joe Biden when he's in office. This is a mask-off moment for the corporate Democrats, for the MSNBC Democrats, for the neoliberal wing of the Democratic Party, who at any cost want to silence any criticism of Joe Biden, any suggestion that what he's done, that what he's doing, that what he's planning to do is not only bad for working class people, but will be bad for his ultimate election chances come November.
Why is that? Why is that?
Well, the Dem strategy. Oh, sorry, Rhonda.
Don't criticize.
Yeah.
You have to just shut up. Shh. No speaking throughout the segment, please.
Yeah, liable to
Everyone's
crash
like,
us
okay.
again. Yeah.
The Dem strategy has always been to humiliate and belittle the base of the party, and then be shocked when they don't win. Like, oh well, we told you to vote for us. Why didn't you?
And it's interesting that we get told we're helping Trump, like they literally are insinuating and telling us nobody would hear about these things. Nobody would see these clips. Nobody would know anything about Joe Biden's shit record if we, as progressives, weren't sharing them.
Damn proud of you guys. Keep sharing.
Yeah, add to that, Nate?
No, I don't think. No, I don't need to add to that. I mean, this is just, it's a mess. We're in a mess right now.
We're in a mess. We're damned if we do, and we're damned if we don't. Would you take that as a?
Well, it depends upon who we're talking to. Everything. There's so many. It's so complicated that everybody's got their opinion, and this guy is part of the team. The two big teams that are actually one big team. They all just want us. They all want us to be quiet, obviously, and we got months to organize, stay organized, and keep pushing the way we need things to go. But the idea that people need to shut up and get behind Joe Biden is, again, it's insulting.
Here's my response, if you would like to know. No, we will not shut up, damn it. We will be speaking every single day, every single moment that we can. But because I also believe it's very unlikely we're going to have Joe or Trump at the end of this thing. So I'm taking day by day by day on just fighting for the issues and the things that we need to happen, because who the hell knows what tomorrow brings. Get out everything you can right now. Talk everywhere. Change minds. Make it a better place. Don't stop. Okay, I'm done. We're not going to shut up. No.
We're not going to shut up. It's kind of a bumpy show today. Jilly. Come on, Jilly. We like Amos on No
we
Joke.
like
Be nice to
And I
Amos.
actually am on No Joke every Saturday now.
Yeah, so she's on.
Trying to
Yeah.
bring a little girl power to it.
I know. Amos is kind of, we always say we don't like to preach to the choir. We all have different views. So yeah, Amos, I believe, keeps us honest and brings different perspectives. So I understand. We all have our favorites. I have mine. You have yours. So anyway.
And it better be me.
What are you talking about?
Me, girl. It better still be me.
I can't say a word, otherwise I'm going to get thrown out of here. So we've already had one crash this morning. I don't want to
my favorite.
Yeah, you're all our favorites. So yeah, shoot, man. Let's jump into Chop, since we had on the ground people there.
Yeah.
Let's get the clip up here now. Nate, give us a little spiel before we head into this, if I can get it to work.
No, you're just pulling up where the
Yeah. Somebody, just how did you end up going to Chop? What was?
Well, Chop is my old neighborhood. I live in Seattle. I live near downtown Japantown, Pioneer Square, International District now. But a few years ago, I lived in near Capitol Hill, just south of Capitol Hill for several years. And last night, I was able to finally head up to Chop for the first time, since that's been a thing. And we're helping our independent media friends, news friends from LA who are up, and providing a little security, showing them around. And we were taking a break. Franklin and Fee went down to use one of the nice taco. Local restaurant opened up their bathroom for protesters, which is, of course, very cool. And Johnny and I were kind of just getting some video. He was doing his thing, and some guy came up and started interfering with his broadcast, and that's what this is.
All right, well, let's run the clip then, see what's going on here. Running with
Come on, we're in public. No, I can't play it. I can? No, I can't. I can.
There's Nate.
We're in public, bro. I can do whatever I want.
Do you want to talk?
No, I don't.
Why are you doing?
I'm enjoying my music.
Why are you doing that?
I'm enjoying my music.
Are you out here in
I'm
solidarity?
enjoying my music. Let me enjoy my music.
I have a man who is harassing me behind me.
I'm just enjoying my music.
He's trying to play music into the mic.
Harassing you. I'm playing music.
I'm going to turn off the mic real quick.
So the audio is this guy's got that guy has his phone. He's just came up and he's just blasting music from his phone into the mic. And Johnny's trying to explain to him, we're broadcasting. We can't do that. And, I don't think he's putting together yet that this guy's really just trying to be a disturbance. And he's like, I'm just in public listening to my music. And
we see you there kind of like, yeah, sure, buddy.
Want to put it
sure,
in your
buddy.
face.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm trying
just in
to-
public. This is like pushing it in his mic, right?
yeah, and so he's just saying, legally, I can be here and listen to my music, when obviously he's just creating disturbance. And I'm trying to talk to this guy like, it's, anybody up there dressed like this seems like they would be a friend. But, he's got his umbrella ready for later, ready for the gas. He's got his gas mask. He definitely doesn't want to be identified, or he's a real concerned about the COVID with, his identity that's being covered up. And as soon as I actually, he's using his, I'm just here I'm listening to my music. And so I'm trying to reason with him. As soon as I just put physically me between him and the camera, then he just walked away.
Cool.
And I wish we would have followed him to see where he
Just being a
actually
big
went
white
off
guy
to.
with like
Because
this.
we were walking in.
Yeah, maybe with the eagle head. So this guy,
There he goes.
hello, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you hear me now.
Hi.
Okay, so yeah, I had to shut off the mic because if we catch copyright music on the stream, they'll shut the stream down. So that's actually what that guy was doing. He was just came out of nowhere, started playing music, which
Didn't seem to like the camera in his face when I got there.
that's interesting. Have you
Called a crisis actor.
Didn't like your camera.
crisis act?
Yeah, he
So
didn't
that's
like it when
another
I.
photographer telling us about that.
That's interesting.
So he's
Yeah.
actually a local.
All right, let's get this switched up a little bit. We have somebody else in the house this morning. I see Fiorella Isabella. See which
Welcome, Fee.
Hey, Fee.
Hi guys.
Can I put her
How
in
are
your
you?
Can I put her in your camera, Rhonda?
Please
Okay.
do.
All right, there she is. Hey, welcome. Fiorella Isabella is on the dive, everybody. Say hi to Fee in the audience, please.
Hey guys.
What's going
Good
on?
morning.
Yeah, I heard you.
Still like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
We were just telling a story of when y'all were taking a break, went down to the tacos with Franklin, and Johnny and I were, and got messed with. That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I learned some interesting stuff while you guys were dealing with that stuff. About the mayor. Durkin?
Yeah.
Durkin?
Jenny Durkin, yeah.
She's in witness protection, and like she had some issues with something she did with the Russian government. Like this guy was like saying that people shouldn't really go after her because she's really powerful, and like the FBI has her protected. And he was like, I think like if they really hardcore go after her, it's gonna shut everything down. And I'm like thinking like, well, that's exactly the problem. The fact that this woman has so much behind her, like the FBI and people like that. Like, it's really interesting.
If you can't serve as a public servant, which is meaning being accessible by your public, then you should not be in that position at all. She knew coming into it that she was not going to be able to be accessible. So yeah, she shouldn't be in there. You're exactly right, Fee.
Yeah, I mean the hatred, not hatred, but like the disappointment and disdain towards her is very palatable. Like just like in LA, we have our mayor who is really just ineffective and hasn't done anything, Mayor Eric Garcetti. And people are starting to realize that it's these politicians that need to be uncomfortable. And there's organizing being done to go protest at people's houses. One of those people that I think more than anybody should get protested in California is Nancy Pelosi. And she's just not even in California, but in general, because she is the gatekeeper that stops progressives from passing anything remotely like progressive. And, you know, like they have to like play ball to make sure she doesn't screw them over. And that's what we've seen with the squad, where they've like people like AOC have started like playing ball with her to maintain their positions in certain committees and stuff like that. And it's like, well, then what's the point of electing progressives if people are going to continuously placate to the establishment? So it's really interesting to see all that.
Wow, you guys did an amazing job last night. You must be exhausted. I know you guys flew in yesterday morning. And then how late did you guys stay out there? Because I woke up at like 2 and there was still a live stream going. So I know you guys were on the street really late. How was it at Durkin's house?
It was, I mean, we got there like towards the tail end of it, but there was a sizable amount of people. And we stayed till like almost 1 o'clock in the morning or around that time. But there was a sizable amount of people and it was really loud, but there were no police. And I thought that was really strange. Zero police when we got there, there was none. And I thought that was really weird. I think she's not there. I think she's somewhere else. Otherwise, I think they would have sent cops. But a couple people were setting out fireworks and like the organizers were not happy about it because it gives people like, it puts people in a place with like PTSD. It gives people like an uneasy feeling. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's been like fireworks throughout the last month. At least we're in California, like everywhere is like, hey, who's doing these fireworks?
Right.
And other people have been reporting it. We don't really know who's doing them. And there was a couple of people that when we were walking back, the people who lived there, they were like, get the hell out of here, like get the fuck out of here. And like one of the people I was with got threatened with a gun. Like they had a gun, they were like, oh, I have a gun. Like it's these things that are happening now with a lot of these people getting uncomfortable and scared. That fear is getting people to like buy more guns. Even in California, a state where we have like some of the most strict gun laws, people are buying guns like crazy, right? And it's like not a good time to like, even that debate, it's like, well, how are we going to tell people not to arm themselves if the police are so heavily armed? It's like that debate, you know?
You're right about the fireworks. I actually looked into that. I think it goes kind of along with the Brickgate thing. Where are they acquiring these fireworks? You know, especially a month before 4th of July. So yeah, that's definitely a rabbit hole we need to look into.
100%. Yeah, it was just back at what is it, Chaz, where we were at by, I think we were on 10th and Pine. Most of the time that was where the biggest crowd was, and later we went back after the mayor's house, and that's when they were starting to have more altercations. Somebody threw an egg, and then people like the cops freaked out, and they kept pushing through. We did leave before like we saw that many arrests. There were a few, but it's very similar to what I've seen in LA. Now I have to say the LAPD are more heavily armed. They're never like on little bikes. Like they bring the whole squadron. They waste no time to do that. Like we had a protest in Beverly Hills. There was like not as many people as at Durgan's house, but they had so many cops show up there. So I gotta say the LAPD is a lot more forceful. They've gotten in trouble for it, but they're definitely like more willing to like go after protesters. I feel like the Seattle PD, just even equipment wise, isn't as heavily armed, but still I definitely sense the animosity. And very similar protocol to like the police brutality protests where people had different opinions. It's not like one monolith of people. And that's something to understand too as this develops. There's different groups that have completely different like political tactics, because you can be the same ideology, just have different tactics. And we see that developing too, more economics related as well. So
absolutely.
What is go ahead.
No, go ahead, Nate. Please go ahead.
I was going to say something else I saw that, Fee, I'm not sure if you saw last night where we were. I think we were mostly at Broadway. But there's also with the kind of thing this is just in public also. So there's just kind of people walking by and getting involved and caught up with it. There was a couple seemed to be mildly inebriated guys who were just walking by, and one of them threw a water bottle in like over the line at the cops. And so pretty quickly there are people on the protest side who are identifying these guys and saying, hey, don't do that. That's not something, because the cops were rushing forward at that point. So if there's an anonymous bottle being flung back behind the line, the cops are going to rush and attack the people right on the front line. And these guys were saying, no, it's diversity of tactics. It's like, that's not what that means. Diversity of tactics is not it's like sacrificing the people at the front line because these guys are just in back, like, they just weren't a part of the actual voice, and it was just misguided, and they're kind of putting the whole thing at risk with their casual, thoughtless actions. So I think that kind of goes to what you're talking about. There's a lot of different voices, and these are voices that are not actually part of the movement. These are just kind of voices on the periphery that are casually walking by that can add their thoughtless action to the whole thing, kind of really derail the whole thing potentially.
Right. So I heard that there was a little bit of pepper spray. You guys, was there pushback from the police?
For
Franklin
sure.
got a little bit. Yeah, go ahead, V.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, Franklin got a little bit of that pepper spray. There was definitely pushback from the police, but I think from what I saw, they weren't really, like, they kept moving forward doing their thing, but it wasn't like they had a lot of policemen either. There weren't a lot of protesters, but there were also, like, not a lot of policemen. And I just think, like, I agree with you on the whole water bottle thing, but I think if somebody throws a water bottle at you and you're a cop and you have, like, all this equipment, you should not react like that. I mean, I get it. But it's just like the punishment doesn't fit the crime. Like, you're gonna arrest somebody. I think somebody got arrested when they threw like an egg or something. It's like, you're arresting somebody. I get it. It's disrespectful, but that's what it comes down to. It's about like ego and power and like maintaining your power over these people that you are supposed to be protecting and serving, but that we've come in America to see the police as not like to have fear whenever you see a cop, especially if you're black or brown. And like, it's like, it doesn't give you that sense of protecting and serving. It's like, you're more so the people are serving you. You are in charge. And I think that's the whole issue with the police. That's why it needs to be defunded, because like you can't get rid of that sentiment by reforming the same structure that it's on, the same foundation it's on.
That like guardian versus warrior mentality, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sophie, what do you guys got planned? You're up here for a few days. What are you going to do today, tomorrow, and the next day? How are you going to spend your 4th?
Well, we were talking to a few people there, and they were talking about how there's going to be protests every single day at 8 p.m., how they plan on taking back Chaz/Shop. Saturday, there was the, what is it, like the Proud Boy / fascist. They were supposed to go to Chaz's shop to take it down. Well, now it's mostly taken down, but people are still obviously protesting. So I think they're planning on going there, and there's a counter movement that's planning to picket right at the university, I believe. And they're planning to be there. So I think, honestly, I have a feeling there's going to be something going on, because 4th of July has many implications, and we just want to interview and talk to as many people from the area as we can. And I don't know, maybe if there's something in Portland, I would gladly go to Portland since we have a car. Would love to visit you guys up there. But I mean, I definitely think 4th of July in this country will be unlike any other 4th of July, because we're at a point where we can't sit there and pledge allegiance to a flag that doesn't really represent what's actually happening in this country. And I know a lot of leftists, we feel like that, but like now the general public is going to feel like weird, at the very least, to celebrating like the land of the free and the home of the brave. As you know, like right now we're trying to recreate neo-McCarthyism and like continue the Cold War with China on a bigger scale, foreign policy wise. We are trying to push more sanctions on Russia. All the establishment, the Republicans and the Democrats, are in agreement when it comes to war. And then we also have a pandemic. We have coronavirus. They closed the beaches in LA at the very least. I don't know what it is here, but I know things aren't operating normally. And people are in economic distress. A lot of anxiety is what I sense in a lot of my friends and a lot of people online. People are depressed. They feel a lot of uncertainty. And when you feel uncertainty, it is really difficult to like just be, and 4th of July is supposed to be something that represents happiness and like, you know, you're happy that to be in this country, and we're talking about freedoms, and then you're going to talk about freedoms right now when people are being shot still. I mean, what happened to Elijah McClain to me was one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever witnessed. And I think it's like, you know, it's like, how are you going to celebrate when not everybody is clearly free? I mean, are we free if they were arresting journalists? Look at what's happening with Julian Assange. Look at all the things that are being broken. As everything's being revealed, as it's falling apart, we're seeing late stage capitalism, we're seeing the fall of the empire. But in that, we're also seeing like all the masks come off and all the ugliness come out. And so like, I think it's going to be difficult. People aren't even necessarily going to realize it, but it's going to be very hard for people to just pretend that all of these protests and all of this stuff with police brutality and all of this uncertainty in our economics and our health isn't happening. So,
well, in my area of Fee, in Longview, they are trying to patch together this patriotic feeling to make it look like, you know, we are good. I mean, they're calling on 10 to 15,000 people coming into our area in Longview for a Lee Greenwood concert for this USA, you know, my right to celebrate the 4th. And they're only bringing, you know, there is a lot of, this community is tearing itself apart, honestly, because of this. So I'll keep you guys updated on how it's looking, and you guys might want to take a drive down. I'll keep you updated on how it's going to go.
Yeah, get down to the Portland, Vancouver area, around his neck of the woods, Longview, up there. So anyway, well, you know, Fee, it's great having you on the show today. I mean, we have said for months and months and months since we've been doing this how much we align with the message that Convo Couch has been putting out there. And we really appreciate the work that you and Pasta and Johnny have been doing. And we're happy to be able to host you up here as best we can and offer you help and support. So it's truly a pleasure having you on today. Are there any have you guys talked about I discussed it with a little bit with Pasta, and I don't want to get into the minutia of coordinating time slots, but building a network of progressive independent media, a federation of independent media, because I believe without micromanaging each show, but just having the autonomy, the strength in numbers, and communicating with each other instead of going off on our own platforms, really important. Because when you think about it, the mainstream media has all the billionaire backers behind them, but we have so many numbers, like you guys in the street and us in the street. If we could just coordinate and organize a little bit better, I think that we would be more of a challenge to the propaganda networks. What do you think of that concept of a federated independent media?
I 100% I'm on board with anything like that. Like, because we try to do it as much when we're where we at in Pasadena, because we have Jimmy Dore there, we have Ron Flacone and Graham Elwood. They're all living in that California, Los Angeles area. So we try not to go at the times where they're going. So we kind of do that already, but at the same time, I think it should be like a more like national thing. And I've looked into things like that. It requires planning and funding. And I mean, it could be done with very little funding at the very beginning. But ideally, what I would like to see is like a sort of cooperative
exactly
situation where you have the channels be independent, but at the same time, like there is like money coming in to make sure that people are able to do this all the time, all the time, and just focus on this. Because the more like just having equipment there, just having like a microphone and having like a good camera changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
They're able to produce things far more quickly. The news comes in, and they have their giant equipment and they can be live right away. And that's the only part that I think a lot of us are missing. Like we were able to go live yesterday, but we would like the live view or something like that where we could go live like with a computer or multi-stream on multiple places. I mean, that's something that could be done, I think, with what you're talking about. And co-ops themselves like benefit everybody, and they're decentralized in that way. Centralized in the sense of, you are all trying to inform the public that the message is centralized, but the whole idea of like having like autonomous to independent media, because what you don't want to do is what happened with TYT, where you become the centralized media giant,
exactly.
And then you end up being the same thing that you were set out to defeat. I mean,
exactly.
And so that's what I don't want.
Yeah, you couldn't put it better. And again, like we've been networking, and now Joy's come over to Uphill Media, and we're helping Joy with her channel. We want to get her set up on her own channel on the tubes and any other platform. We want to work with other producers at Uphill Media. I'll say it again. We really want to promote more women's voices in social media, because there's an imbalance there as we perceive it. So that's our focus. So we really want to try and do that more. What do you think of that assumption on our part, that we need more women's voices in social media?
Well, I'm a little biased, but
a little bit.
I do see, like a lot of the primarily go-to YouTubers are men. And that's one thing I've always spoken about with a few other people, and also like people of color. There's really not that many.
Right.
And I think, there's a need to, I don't ever lead with identity politics. I think like identities do matter. And I think having the diversity matters, because people of color are obviously at a disadvantage when it comes to things. So obviously like I think it matters. But I think like we have a lot of voices out there that are female, that are minorities, and they're just not elevated to the same level as other voices that are particularly mostly male and white. And that's something that I think happens. And I just, I like talking about it, but I don't like focusing on it, because a lot of people, they can just be like, well, you're just whining and blah, blah, blah. And that's something that I face as a woman in the media too. We deal with things, and I think the ladies might agree, that you guys don't deal with. We have to people comment on our appearance at every single turn.
Oh yeah.
Good or bad. I mean, it's
right.
Like it could be a good thing, but it's like it's so focused on that. And I think just having more independent women media voices is going to help kind of change the way people see women versus like men, and like how we're so like we're more heavily criticized in things. Like I've had people have issues between each other, between independent leftists, and it's two men having issues, and then somehow my name gets dragged in there, even though I had nothing to do with it. So it's one of those things where I think, like, as more women come in, as more of their voices speak out, and we could have discussions on feminism, and we can have discussions on how that's not the same thing as the latte liberal, pussy hat wearing Alyssa Milano type of faux feminism. So it's just, we could have those discussions more, and it would be more valid if we had more female voices to have those discussions. So
I couldn't agree more. Anybody else have some questions for Fee here?
Well, it sounds like you're talking about just the default voice, not necessarily being male, or just, it's having the whole male gaze issue, and having a diversity of voices, and having a woman's voice not just be the token voice. It needs to be, I mean, it's gender is a massive issue in this country still, and we're dealing with a lot of the obvious racial issues, but I think if we're able to ever get past those, I think the gender issue will be a massive one to really tackle.
Yeah,
I think Human in the chat, Human Love Solidarity, says it best when he says the truth has no gender.
I agree. I
fact.
agree. That's how we roll. That's how we roll.
Right. Did you guys know that the ERA still has not passed, but now we do have 38 states that have, I know the word. I can't remember the word. Anyway, all it needs to be done now is Congress has to extending the deadline of it being passed, and it will. So still today, we do not have women mentioned as having equal rights. And I know this is I know it comes in as all people, but I think that is a big push we need to do this year, is get that done finally. I think it will help out in ways that we may not realize right now.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a couple quick shout outs here. We've got Osama number 5, 1111 from Osama number 5. Big respect and gratitude for Uphill Media. Same to you, Osama. Osama's quite the talented musician, and we're working with Osama. He's given us his library to use at Uphill Media, and we really do appreciate that. We also have one from the Natural Progressive, Christine. She was on the show yesterday. Hi, Christine. She is the Natural Progressive. Uphill Media family, Associated Channels are starting something huge. Cool. I have Fee. She loves having Fee here. She's a fan, Fee. She's really supportive of you, so we love having Fee here too. And again, thank you to everybody in the chat, and please support the Convo Couch and of course Uphill Media and all the independent folks on social media, because we are the press. I always send a token gift to Convo Couch, and Pasta says, "We are the press," and so does Fee. So we love you guys down there. We got Brent McKinney. He just dropped a $10 spot on us. Thank you, Brent. That's very helpful too. This all goes to support independent media and help, when people are out in the field working, like Fee and Franklin, and we've got Nate and everybody. It's just Johnny Sue. We all really appreciate it, and we're all working towards the similar goals. So again, it's been great having you on, Fee. Where you headed right now, Fee? You gonna have some breakfast or lunch, or what?
I'm just gonna take a couple moments to chill out, because the night before we drove from LA to Vegas, because the flights, by the way, were like $500. Even when we checked a few weeks ago. God. When we checked a few weeks ago, they were still like super expensive. So I don't know what it was. We kind of went conspiracy theorists. We were like, they're trying to keep people away from Seattle, because like it was just like, it was really weird. Like I like my friend wanted to go to Vancouver, even though we can't get in, but she was checking flights, and it was like $140 round trip to go to Vancouver. But then it's like you pick Seattle or anywhere near it, and it's like $400. So we went to Vegas. We drove to Vegas. We had a show and everything, and then we drove to Vegas and we got there late, and then we went to sleep, and we barely slept, and then we had to get up. Like our flight was at 7, so we had to be at the airport like early enough, and then we barely slept, and then we got in and we rented a car and went straight to Chaz Shop, and we were there for a while. We took like a 2-hour break, then we went back.
Yeah.
So like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Take
So
it
I
easy.
gotta take a minute.
Yeah, take it.
Definitely take a minute.
Take a minute and make sure that you have plenty of people to support you running around. Again, we will keep an eye out if you go live. If with your permission, we'll restream your stuff if you don't mind. You're up here,
course, yeah.
and keep in mind, whatever we can do to help the Combo Couch, because you guys are always open armed to help us down there in California, and that's what's building. We've got the Western Wall going. We've got Oregon people. We've got California people, Washington people. We've got people in Boston, Massachusetts. We got people around the world. Germany, we've got them in Australia. We're just working on building this slowly but surely. But thank you so much, Fee, for coming in this morning. And we hope to see more of you in the next several days. So have a great day.
We'll be in touch.
All
We'll
right.
be in touch. Thank you guys for having me. We
thank you.
appreciate you.
Stay
You guys are
safe.
wonderful.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Fee.
Thank you,
safe.
Fee.
Bye, Fee.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay, yeah, Brent McKinney. Thanks for that $10, Brent. Great Uphill is having Fee. We appreciate all your live streams and content. Well, that's very kind of you, Brent. I am going to let me get Rhonda back in
Yeah, I
here.
was
The
gonna say,
window.
put Rhonda back in.
Rhonda, where are you,
Rhonda,
Rhonda?
But you don't
There's-
want two Nates? Oh, there's
Nah.
two Shandas.
Yeah, okay, there's Shanda. Okay, yeah, that took up the latter part of the show. And was there any story that really stuck out you guys want to hit before
I
we
think we hit them the important one.
hit the
No,
important?
this
Okay.
is that was wonderful having her on.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, I do want to clarify one thing that I should have clarified when she was on. I think she mentioned a possible protest at the university. There was a friend of ours mentioning a counter protest on the 4th that was actually right west of the Chop at Seattle Central Community College.
Yeah.
I believe I'm pretty sure that's what Fee was talking about.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to get us, Franklin and I. Franklin and I were providing a little escort and support for our California friends, Fee and Johnny. And so, someone else was telling us, a progressive party friend of ours was telling us about the counter protest at the community college there. So, anybody who wants to show up on the 4th to do a counter protest, that would be the place to do it.
Cool. I have a prediction before we go to our next big story, which is huge and very close to my heart. I bet you that Fee and Johnny and crew might head down your direction for the 4th. What do you think, Rhonda? What are the chances?
Possibly. I don't have a place for them to stay though.
Oh, well, that's all right.
My place is very tiny, and I'm actually going to have way more people in here
Yeah.
because my sister's coming.
Sure. Well,
So
Lee Greenwood's going to be staying with you, I
yeah.
hear.
Lee Greenwood's
Oh,
gonna
boy.
be
I'm proud to
hanging
be
up
an
in my room with
American.
me. Come on.
Oh, my
I made.
God.
I cleared off my bed and everything for that. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we could probably find something. I do have friends, but again, pandemic. I don't know. I'll have to look into that because I would love to have them down here. But it doesn't mean they have to stay here. If they have friends in Portland, they can stop here for a bit and go down.
Yeah, I'm sure
for
that.
only an hour.
And you know what? There's going to be so much camping and tents out there. I'm sure that we'll be able to help coordinate or find a space for them. And any booking while they're up here, Shanda, I know Shanda and Amber, and we're all working on booking with people, with candidates, so on and so forth. And again, thanks everybody in the chat. You've been so generous today, so supportive. But now we want to talk about Joy and what she's been doing. What's up, Joy?
Joy.
So I was fortunate enough to be on the Humanist Report for the 4th time. I love Mike dearly. I used to watch him every day, and he's one of the reasons I started my own show. So to now be able to consider him a friend, and we text all the time and stuff like that, it's really humbling and it's very exciting. And we could pretty much talk for hours. But our show from the other day airs tomorrow morning. And I was on with my co-author, Pat, who you guys may know from Twitter as Nate's Liver and Pat the Burner. Pat Cody. He and I are writing a book together, and it is a parody on the resistance. At this point, we're just kind of editing and finishing and pre-sales started 2 days ago. The benefit of the pre-sales is that you get to pick one of us to sign. So right now I'm in the lead.
All right.
Girl, you go.
Yeah, tell us about this. Tell us about this cover. That's a wild cover there. Wow.
Oh my God. Our artist, Danny Hellman, he is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I'm ashamed of the concept I first had, because this is just, my God. I mean, he's been working with us for over a month to get this just right. And it is, oh, we couldn't be happier with it. It's actually gonna, we fear it's gonna be like the cover is taking, over more glory than the book will. Like, it's so phenomenal. And then he drew us little pictures throughout the book as well. So we couldn't be more excited. So if you want to pre-order, again, you can pick one of us to sign it. They will be printed and shipped out next month. So you won't have to wait super long. We're just, we needed to do pre-sales so we get the capital to actually print them. But our first day we had like 30 sales. So it was pretty exciting. There seems to be a lot of people looking forward to it. There's some of our characters. The moderators are Joyanne Greed, Soledad Lion, Chris Badviews, panelists Nancy Pagosi, Alyssa Shalano, Nira Tantrum, Jennifer Pubin, Tom Perez, James Scarville, and Nina Berner. We had to throw Miss Nina in because someone's got to represent us on that panel, and she does. So we wrote this as burners, for burners, and of course Greens, progressives. Everyone I think will identify with it, but we touch on literally everything from Bernie Bros to Karens to vote shaming to, Alyssa Shalano really
I'm liking that one.
we could write a book just with her. She is too easy. But yeah, we're just having such a blast writing it. And we're pretty confident burners will love it. It's been a blast, and we're so excited for people to read it. You can go to savageandpat.com and pre-order your book.
Yeah, there's the order information right there in the window, and that's that beautiful cover. And there's Pat. Now, what wasn't he alias Peter Douche at one time too? Yeah.
Yes, he wrote the Peter Douche book, which was a huge hit. And now, Peter Douche comes back, but he's different now. And Peter Douche has actually followed myself and Nate's liver.
Oh, wow.
So he's one of us now, lack of a better term. He's come a long way. And I've chatted with him in PM, and he's really just an incredible person for the transition he's made. So yeah, Pat made that book first, the Peter Douche. I'm just so fortunate that he agreed to do it with me. I hit him up one day and I said, hey, I'm so fucking depressed. I can't take this anymore. It was when Tara Reid first came out, and I was seeing these women just being disgusting, rape apologists and stuff like that. And I hit up Pat and I said, hey, what do you think about doing a resistance parody sometime? And he said, let's start this weekend. So it just kind of worked out. And he's in California. I'm in Pennsylvania. So we've never met. So we've written this book online, conference calls and email. But we've gotten such a flow, and it's really incredible. We're like, writing soulmates, and we argue and stuff, but then we get through it. So I love Pat so much. He's just become such a dear friend, and I don't think I could do this with anyone else.
Yeah, Pat's a super nice guy. I've met him a couple of times, and he's so easy to work with. We tried to do a recording on Monday, and we had some audio issues, and Pat was so cool about it that he stuck around with Joy. They made a file. We managed to get one out. It was a little rough, but it was pretty good, and I put the bookends on it and made sure we got everything in there. And I clipped the second stream. I don't know if you noticed, Joy. The first one, I used your original file that was kind of miffed, but the second one's the one that came out the cleanest. So again, Pat and Joy did a great job, and are doing a great job. Now, Joy, we want to talk about what you have ahead, and we're going to be missing you for a little while, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. So a lot of people don't know this, but I am severely visually impaired. Last year, I became legally blind overnight due to a rare disorder. So Monday, I do have to have surgery on the left eye. I only have 20% eyesight in the left eye, so they're going to do surgery. It's not going to make it better. It's going to hopefully stop from losing more. So Monday, it's a really, really intense surgery. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to be out of commission for at least 2 weeks. So I'm going to be going through withdrawal and wanting to do shows so bad.
Yeah, well, we're our thoughts. I'm not going to say thoughts and prayers, but I am going to say thoughts and prayers, because we do sincerely hope you the best through this. And please, if you feel like it, you're welcome to any of the green rooms to listen, to speak, whatever. We'll help wherever we can. We want to maintain and keep your platform growing, and it's nice of you to talk to our followers and all of your followers, all of our network family, because we have Christine, who's got her issues, the natural progressive, and she lets us in on it, and we're very sympathetic to all the things that all of us are going through. So thank you for being warm and being thoughtful and telling us about this, because we do care and we love you all, and we want to help you any way we can. So thank you so much.
Remember, if you're going stir crazy and you don't really want to go through and have to go into Zoom, remember, I can call and bring you in.
Yes, absolutely.
So you can be in bed.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys saw my post. I have to sit in a contraption face down for 10 days.
Oh my gosh.
Like literally 24/7.
Wow. Wow.
My head has to be down all the time because the eye can't have pressure on it. I have to sleep like that.
Oh my God.
So
the rack.
I'm dreading more than the surgery.
Yeah.
So I am literally, if you want me on the show, I will be like this.
That's okay if you feel like it. I mean, if
you want to talk, we'll figure out a way. But no, take care. of you.
Yeah, take care of you.
Worry about you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And again, I want
pictures though.
Yeah.
I was like, I need a picture of this. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with because you have nice eyes? They're not working well for you on your end, but they look good here. What are you gonna do with that left eyeball?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, hopefully it's just gonna, stop it from the sight getting worse. That was my biggest concern when I went, legally blind, is I've always gotten compliments on my eyes. Like that's like my trademark, like my sarcastic eyes and my devious eyes. And I was, so concerned, but it actually, they haven't changed visually for other people, which, usually people don't know that I'm visually impaired unless I tell them. So that I'm thankful for that.
So it's going to stay in there.
Oh,
the left eye,
oh
you
my
will
God.
keep it in there.
Did you see that
it in a jar.
Nate.
I do
Like,
not
"Can
want
I
an
have your
iPod.
eye?"
I know
I
some
wasn't
guys have
asking
to
for the
think
eye.
about that.
Send me your eye. Wink, wink.
I wasn't asking for it,
Yeah.
Rhonda. That's weird.
But you would accept it though if so given.
No,
I'm
I
sure.
was wondering what's going to happen to the eye. He gets to hang on to it inside of her head. That's good news.
Yeah, that is good.
Did you want
luck.
it? If I
No,
had to
no.
get it out, or
This is some weird Rhonda thing.
Why is it gotta be a weird Rhonda thing?
Right?
Because you brought it
Yeah.
up, and it's weird.
You were the one concentrating
Now
on that.
I'm the only one
What's
that's.
gonna happen with that
I'm the weird one of the
Where's that
crew,
eye gonna
so
go?
I'm
Is
the
it
weird
in your
guy.
head, or can it come to me? Can it come
Yeah,
to my baby?
I
I need
know.
a baby next
I
time.
wonder
Now-
if I
I
have
sleep with
any.
it
Do I have
and
any
pet it and
friends?
love
Do I
it.
inspire anybody?
Oh, you inspire me. You inspire me,
Do I
Nate.
inspire maybe an owl?
Yeah. No, yeah.
shout out
Oh.
to Brent who said that horizontal joy show has a ring to it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, the Horizontal Joy Show. It does. That's a good title. Very good, Brent. Anyway, yeah, and another shout out to Al Walski, one of our best contributors. Al, thank you again so much, and
Thank you,
inspired to
And
donate.
Al,
I guess you got a fan, Nate. There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, a little moolah to celebrate
Donate.
Vermont Dairy Days.
Vermont Dairy Days.
Vermont Dairy Days. Now, yeah. Today, somebody said earlier, today's National UFO Day. I didn't.
Ooh.
I
UFO
I don't know. Somebody said so, but anyway, and yeah. Oh, Cheese made it. Cheese, you
Good
just
morning,
missed.
Cheese.
You just missed
Better
your.
late than never.
Yeah, you just missed your girl, Fiorella.
Where?
Fiorella was here. Cheese, you missed Fiorella.
Cheese
Yeah,
is a
she was
California.
Yeah, she was on here with us this morning. So yeah. Anyway, everybody.
Seattle.
It's been a great show. We're running way long because we had
Way
a
long.
crash. We had a crash. So Oz keeps.
I do gotta go. I
Yeah,
got
we
an
got
interview to
got
go.
another meeting and interview. So thank you so much, everybody. It's been a great show with Fee and Joy. And Joy, you want to come on at any time, before you go into surgery, just let me know. We'll get you on, okay?
Okay, and everyone tune in to Humanist Report tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've.
Yes, our book.
Yeah.
And we even
What time?
read a part of it. So,
What
What time is it?
tomorrow?
I believe he said 9. So your time.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
or 9 p.m. So 9
9
a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's in Oregon, so.
And you said there's a sneak peek in that interview. We get a little.
Yes, I actually
sample?
read a section of chapter 1.
All right.
Oh,
Reading
don't
time.
miss that.
Reading time. There you go.
Definitely tune into the Convo Couches live stream.
Yeah, we'll be restreaming whenever they get going as much as I can today. And tonight we have some blonde lady doing another show. Who would that be, Shannon?
Oh, the blonde lady.
The
The
blonde-
blonde lady needs to get a show together.
the serious blonde lady.
Accidentally get this show
Yeah,
together.
this is going to be an accidental show for sure.
Yeah,
There's
well,
just so much going on that, it's hard to write a show 3 or 4 days ahead of time because the news is changing so quickly. So, yeah, I'll be ponying this one together today.
yeah, well, talk about putting shows together in the nick of time. You guys, I could not do this show without the help of this crew and others. So thank you very much. And Al says Oz does a speedy technical recoveries. Well, I try. Believe me, Al. I get hit with them every day, so I should be getting better at them. Thanks anyway.
If everybody else knew what the TV productions are supposed to have, and then what Oz does so much.
Amazing. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Well, it's phenomenal. I wish.
It is phenomenal.
Thanks for the kudos there. I think that's kudos. Thanks, Nate. I appreciate
And a
it.
way to say thanks to that is maybe getting that coffee ordered through.
Yeah, Joey's coffee. Joey's
That
coffee.
is a beautiful way to give thanks.
Yeah.
Just think of that aroma, just of the.
Ooh, I need a new
Definitely.
cup of coffee. Mine's cold.
Yeah,
I know I
definitely.
need some too.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, enough of that said. Remember, No Joke Saturday morning. Thank you guys. It's been great. No Joke Saturday morning. I don't know if we're gonna have Brave New Future, but we're hoping. What are we gonna listen to here today, Shanda?
Well, yesterday was Ringo Starr's birthday, so in a belated tribute, this is what is this?
Revolution.
Revolution. You say you want a revolution. Yeah.
Say you want a revolution, yeah. And I'm going to drop Joy's pre-order link in there too. So, thank you, everybody. Let's get this revolution stepped up a couple of notches. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Much love.
Bye.
You say you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. But when you talk about destruction, don't you know that you can count me out? But you know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. You say you got a resolution. Well, you know, we'd all love to see the plan. You're asking for a contribution. Well, you know, we're all doing what we can. Well, if you want money from people with minds that hate, all I can tell you is, brother, you'll have to wait. But you know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. You know it's gonna be alright. You say you've changed the Constitution. Well, you know, we'd all love to change your head. Tell me it's the institution. Well, you know, you better free your mind instead. Well, if you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make it with anyone anyhow. But you know it's gonna be